Good day, FAnews readers and viewers. Today I'm talking to Belinda Felix, General Manager, Netstar. We will be talking about telematics, and we'll also touch on the recently launched Netstar CPD Hub. Hi, Belinda.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you? How exactly has telematics changed our world of insurance?
Okay, so previously, back in the day when we started, we've been around for 27 years, there was a big focus on stolen vehicle recovery. And we've seen in the last couple of years that has adapted and changed to a more user-based insurance type of requirement from our insurers and brokers. So it's definitely changing just from, and those are the two aspects of telemetry. It's going to be your stolen vehicle recovery, and then the data that you stream from the vehicle and how you utilize that to rate your risk and to manage your risk in your books.
And how do Netstar use this technology? How did it change the way you operate?
So what we've been doing with a lot of the big insurers lately is provide data-only units where they can derive the information from the vehicle to base their premiums on how the driver actually drives. So it's managing driver behavior, managing preventative maintenance, where it comes to risks with regards to how the vehicle is actually maintained, because you get the information that you require, if it's the odometer readings, where the vehicle is parked at night or during the day, and how the vehicle is being utilized. Because a consumer can say, my vehicle's being used for private use, but they're on the road the whole day, you're not correctly rating that risk. So it's more proactive, where insurers and brokers can have more proactive discussions with their consumers around the risk that they're taking on.
And are they having those conversations? Are they really using the data that you guys give them and having those conversations?
Yeah, so we work with a very big insurer, direct insurer, that actually has that as a requirement. So, and they use it to the consumer's benefit, for first notification of loss as well, to validate events that happened at the time of the incident, where they say there were, if there was a third party involved, we can actually see, what kind of G-forces happened in the event of an accident, so that there's no fraud as well at claim stage with regards to what's being claimed for. But they are having those discussions with the consumers, because we have a great tool called Garage Fraud, where we can actually derive where those vehicles are parked overnight, and if it is in line with what is on the policy for the insurer or the broker. So, and to mitigate garage fraud is great, because you might risk a certain area A, at 2%, and then another area at 6%, just as an example. And we are able to say, what, actually this vehicle is actually parked where it is supposed to be, or actually highlights, no, wait, you actually have to have a discussion with this customer. So they are having those discussions.
I find this data and this telematics stuff so interesting. I think it really opened up our world, our insurance world. One thing I haven't got it in my initial questions was the whole thing about Big Brother's watching. In the beginning of telematics and devices, I think people were sort of nervous that Big Brother's watching them. But did that view and did that change with consumers, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's definitely changed with consumers, because you're right in the beginning, everybody was like, oh, they're going to check, they want this information to be able to not pay claims. But that is not the purpose for an insurance policy. In an insurance policy, you pay to pay out claims, but valid claims, legitimate claims, legal claims. So, the insurer actually only utilizes this information not only for their consumer to validate information, but for third-party information as well, to be able to fight the claim, the third-party claim, and to assist the consumer where possible. The data is pretty accurate, so you can't really deny anything that's on the data. And if you're a moral standing citizen and you're paying your insurance and you're submitting a claim that's valid and legal, you'd want your insurer to pay out, and they would pay out. And you're going to have to get rid of the people that are putting in fraudulent claims and not using correct information for their claims.
Yeah, correct. And this is the ideal tool. So what can we expect in future? How has the Netstar telematics journey developed over the years? It's long gone, no more just vehicle recovery, as we know.
100%. So we've moved from stolen vehicle recovery, we've moved over to user-based insurance, managing driver behavior and risk, and we're seeing a lot of change into connectivity, you know, the connected car, the IoT of things. So we've got a Wi-Fi unit, you know, all Toyotas from September 2019 are factory fitted with this Wi-Fi unit. It also helps prevent, you know, distractions, things like that, where you have, you know, Wi-Fi within the vehicle, and you can do a whole lot of nice things on that Wi-Fi unit. So we are moving more to the IoT of things with regards to telemetry.
Yeah, because one of the things that I think is really one of the big things that hasn't been handled or cannot be handled yet properly is people driving with their handsets while talking on their handsets while they are driving. The reality is that distraction of the phone, people sitting, when you stop at a robot, you take out your phone and you start reading WhatsApps and SMSs. And people's attention are just not on the road as it used to be. It's quite scary. It's quite scary.
Yeah. And not only that, for any, you know, either consumer, if it's a family, or even you know, for businesses, if it's shuttle services and that, it's just ideal to have Wi-Fi in the vehicle, have everybody log on, and then you can also use that as an insurer if you want to sell products, real estate, through the Wi-Fi connectivity to push products. You know, we're going into, if you look at a lot of insurers like Naked Insurance and that, it's bundled, it's very specific needs and risks that consumers can purchase. So, you know, in future, we might do what Europe is doing, and it's per trip insurance. So if I get onto a shuttle outside, or an Uber, I can take out personal accident cover for that trip on, you know, when I connect to that Uber, which is something, you know, that's coming in the future. And I know quite a few of the insurers are working on. So those are the things that we're going to be looking at, because there's a lot of risk. You know, if you think of what COVID's done, you know, we didn't have a lot of accident risk because a lot of the cars were parked for so many months. So as a consumer, you should be able to just purchase your theft, if that is a risk in your area, cover, and third party if that's needed, or hail damage, you know, those acts of God kind of damage. So it's like just bundling the normal conventional insurance and actually just doing it per risk, per category. I think that's going to be a big trend in the future.
Yeah, the future is interesting. So one of the reasons we're actually talking also today is about your recently launched Telematics CPD Hub. CPD is obviously a very important part of our industry and how we operate and how we move forward and how we learn. So tell us a bit about the reasoning behind your platform and your vision and why you did it.
Okay, so coming out of the insurance industry into telematics business, you know, we sat with all EXCO members and we decided, you know, we wanted to give back to the insurance industry. The insurance partners that we have been our largest customers for many, many years, and we were thinking about how can we give back to them. And the way that we thought we could give back is actually enabling them to do CPD points, giving them the opportunity to do the CPD courses, get their hours, and obviously the content would be related to telematics and the benefits of telematics in the insurance space to create awareness out there as well. And that is why we then partnered up with GIFs. And we then wrote the content for the 6-hour program and decided to roll it out in February this year. So there's still a couple of seats that are freely available to the insurance industry. If they want to grab it, they can just email us and we'll make sure that they have an option to get one of those free courses.
Okay, that's great. So how has the industry received your out of the ordinary telematics hub?
No, we've had an overwhelming response and a great response from the insurance industry with regards to our CPD courses. We went out on a survey afterwards just to find out, you know, about the content and was it user-friendly in it. And we've had an overwhelming response and a very good response from the insurance industry. Very easy to navigate, quick you know, and not so cumbersome with paperwork. Getting the certificate is immediate. Submitting your documents, receiving your certificate is almost immediate. So there's no delays for weeks. So everybody's been pretty happy with how it's been rolled out and the efficiencies of it.
Well done on launching that. As we all know, it is much needed, and I'm sure well received. Belinda, it was great having a chat with you.
Thank you very much.
We can do more of these. I think if we can delve a little bit into some data and challenges and dissect some of the stuff that you guys see on a daily basis, it would be really interesting. But yeah, it was great to have a chat, and good luck with your CPD Hub. I hope it goes from strength to strength.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.